Your attention span is now 8 seconds. That's shorter than a goldfish. Your phone just stole your ability to think, and it's getting worse every single day. Right now, there are algorithms designed by neuroscientists and behavioral psychologists with one job: hijack your brain's reward system and keep you scrolling until you forget what you were doing in the first place. These aren't apps, they're digital slot machines, programmed to make you addicted. And they're winning. Stanford researchers just proved that 5 hours of daily screen time physically shrinks your brain's outer layer, the part responsible for memory, decision-making, and impulse control. You're not weak, you're being manipulated by billion-dollar companies who profit from your addiction. Welcome to Prime Theory, where we expose the psychology they don't want you to know. Today I'm breaking down exactly how social media rewires your brain, why you can't stop scrolling even when you want to, and the neuroscience-backed protocol to reclaim your attention, your focus, and your life. This isn't motivation, this is survival. Let's decode the addiction. Here's how they trap you. Every social media platform uses what psychologists call variable ratio reinforcement schedules. That's the same mechanism that makes slot machines the most addictive form of gambling on Earth. You pull the lever, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but you never know when the next reward is coming, so you keep pulling. Your phone works exactly the same way. You refresh your feed, sometimes there's something interesting, sometimes there's nothing, but your brain learns that the next scroll might be the dopamine hit you crave, so you can't stop checking. Neuroscientist Dr. Anna Lemke calls smartphones the modern-day hypodermic needle delivering digital dopamine 24/7. Every notification, every like, every comment triggers a small release of dopamine in your brain's reward center, the nucleus accumbens. This is the same chemical released when you eat chocolate, have sex, or use cocaine. Over time, your brain builds tolerance. You need more stimulation to feel the same reward, so you scroll faster, check more frequently, chase bigger dopamine hits. This is called dopamine desensitization, and it's destroying your ability to enjoy anything that isn't hyperstimulating. Reading a book feels boring, conversations feel slow, real life can't compete with the engineered addiction in your pocket. Research from the University of Michigan proves attention is a finite resource that depletes with overuse. Every time you context switch from work to Instagram to TikTok to messages, your brain burns energy refocusing. Studies show multitasking reduces productivity by 40%, but it feels productive because you're busy, constantly stimulated, always moving. You're not working, you're hemorrhaging focus. And the platforms know this. They've hired attention engineers whose entire job is keeping you on the app for as long as possible, because your attention is worth money. The average person spends 3 hours daily scrolling social media. That's 1,095 hours per year, 45 full days of your life, staring at a screen watching other people live. And every second you're scrolling, platforms are selling your attention to advertisers. You're not the customer, you're the product. Let's go deeper into what's actually happening in your brain. When you use social media excessively, 3 critical brain regions get damaged. First, your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain responsible for planning, decision-making, and impulse control, becomes weaker. fMRI studies show heavy social media users have reduced gray matter in this region, which means less ability to resist temptation and delay gratification. Second, your amygdala, your emotional alarm system, becomes hyperactive. You experience more anxiety, more fear of missing out, more emotional reactivity because your brain is constantly scanning for threats and social validation. Third, your hippocampus, responsible for memory formation, degrades. You can't remember what you read 5 minutes ago because your brain never fully processed it. You were already scrolling to the next thing. This isn't a metaphor, this is measurable brain damage. Researchers at Yale Medical School found that young adults spending excessive time on social media show the same neural patterns as people with substance addiction. Your brain literally cannot distinguish between scrolling Instagram and using drugs. The same pathways activate, the same craving mechanisms engage, the same withdrawal symptoms appear when you try to stop. Here's the vicious cycle. You feel bored or anxious. You reach for your phone for a dopamine boost. You get a small hit from a notification or interesting post, but it fades immediately, so you scroll more looking for the next hit. But your tolerance is higher now, so nothing satisfies you, which creates more anxiety and boredom, so you scroll even more desperately seeking stimulation. This is called the hedonic treadmill. You're running faster and faster, but you're not getting anywhere, you're just exhausted. And the algorithms are designed to accelerate this. They learn exactly what content triggers your dopamine response. They study your viewing patterns, your pause times, what you share, what you screenshot. Then they feed you more of whatever keeps you engaged longest. It's not random, it's behavioral engineering. Every feature is designed to exploit psychological vulnerabilities. Infinite scroll so there's no natural stopping point. Autoplay so you don't have to make a decision to keep watching. Pull to refresh mimics slot machine mechanics. Red notification badges trigger urgency and FoMO. Algorithmic recommendations create curiosity gaps you need to close. These are called dark patterns in UX design, and they're deliberately manipulative. Now, let's talk about what this does to your mental health. Studies published in 2025 show a direct correlation between social media use and psychological disorders. Anxiety rates among 18 to 25-year-olds have increased 70% since 2010, directly paralleling smartphone adoption. Depression diagnoses are up 55%, and suicide rates among teenagers have doubled. This isn't coincidental. Platforms create comparison cultures where everyone's posting highlight reels while you're living real life with its problems, failures, and boring moments. Psychologists call this upward social comparison. You're constantly measuring yourself against idealized, filtered, often fake versions of other people's lives, which creates feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and low self-worth. Research from UCL proves that every like, comment, and follower count gets processed as social validation or rejection by your brain. Teenagers especially experience this as acceptance or ostracism, fundamental human needs that used to be satisfied through real-world relationships, but now depend on digital metrics that platforms control. When you post something and nobody engages, your brain interprets it as social rejection, which activates the same pain centers as physical injury. Then there's the attention crisis. Your ability to focus has been systematically destroyed. The average human attention span has dropped from 12 seconds in 2000 to just 8 seconds today. That's less than a goldfish. You can't read an article, watch a movie, or hold a conversation without glancing at notifications. This constant task switching creates what neuroscientists call cognitive fragmentation. Your thoughts never fully develop because you're perpetually interrupted. Relationships suffer because nobody is fully present. You're physically there, but mentally scrolling. This is called continuous partial attention, and it's making you less intelligent and less capable every day you let it continue. One of the most powerful psychological weapons platforms use is FoMO, fear of missing out. This taps into our primal drive for social belonging. In prehistoric times, missing social information could mean exclusion from the tribe. And death. Social media hijacks this ancient survival mechanism. Every notification and story update creates the illusion that important things are happening without you. Research shows FOMO triggers the same neurological response as actual threats, releasing cortisol and adrenaline because your brain thinks you're being socially excluded. Platforms amplify this by showing you that 47 people viewed a story, or 12 friends are at an event you weren't invited to. They quantify social connection in ways that maximize your anxiety and keep you compulsively checking. Then, there's validation addiction. Platforms gamify relationships by turning social approval into numbers. Likes, followers, and views become quantifiable measures of your worth. Every like triggers a dopamine release, reinforcing the behavior, so you start posting content designed to maximize engagement rather than express authentic thoughts. You become a performer for an algorithm. Studies show users with low engagement report feelings of rejection and depression, while high engagement creates temporary euphoria, followed by anxiety about maintaining those numbers. You're trapped in a cycle where your self-esteem depends on metrics controlled by an algorithm optimized for profit, not your well-being. The algorithm even randomly varies engagement to keep you addicted. It's digital gambling with your self-worth as the stakes. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to face. You're addicted, and it's only getting worse. The average person checks their phone 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes during waking hours. You reach for it within 5 minutes of waking up, and it's the last thing you see before sleep. You've trained your brain to need constant stimulation, and real life cannot provide that level of dopamine density. This creates a permanent state of understimulation. When you're not on your phone, everything feels boring, slow, pointless. You're experiencing anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure from normal activities, which is a clinical symptom of addiction. And just like any addiction, there are withdrawal symptoms when you try to quit. Anxiety, irritability, restlessness, phantom vibration syndrome where you feel your phone buzzing when it's not, compulsive checking behaviors, difficulty concentrating. These aren't signs of weakness, they're proof that you've been physiologically altered by engineered addiction. But here's the good news. Neuroplasticity means your brain can heal. Research from the National Institutes of Health shows that dopamine receptors begin regenerating within 2 weeks of reduced stimulation. Attention span improvements appear within a month, and full cognitive restoration is possible within 90 days. Your brain wants to heal. It's designed to adapt. You just need to give it the environment to recover. The question is, are you ready to admit you have a problem and do something about it? Because understanding the mechanism changes nothing. Taking action changes everything. You can keep scrolling into brain damage and regret, or you can break free starting today. The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking, and every day you wait, the addiction gets stronger and the recovery gets harder. Here's the neuroscience-backed protocol to reclaim your brain. Step 1. Delete the apps. Not just logging out, full deletion. Every barrier between you and the dopamine source makes relapse harder. Studies show that having to reinstall an app reduces usage by 60% because it breaks the automatic behavior loop. Step 2. Replace the addiction with structured activities. Your brain needs dopamine from somewhere, so give it healthy sources. Exercise releases endorphins and dopamine naturally. Reading builds attention span and cognitive function. Face-to-face conversations activate social bonding neurochemicals that screens cannot replicate. Step 3. Implement phone-free time blocks. First hour after waking, last hour before sleep. All meal times. These are non-negotiable boundaries that allow your brain to exist without constant stimulation. Research proves that avoiding phones in the first hour reduces anxiety and cortisol levels by 35%, setting a calmer baseline for the entire day. Step 4. Use friction tools to make scrolling harder. Turn your phone grayscale, which reduces dopamine triggers by 60% because color activates reward centers. Disable all non-essential notifications so you're not being interrupted 96 times daily. Use app blockers that enforce time limits or require intentional decisions to access social media. Step 5. Track your progress and celebrate wins. Use a habit tracker to mark every day you hit your goals. This creates a visual representation of success that motivates continued adherence. Studies show that streak visualization increases behavior change success rates by 40%. Step 6. Find accountability. Tell people what you're doing. Join a community of others breaking free. The social pressure and support dramatically increases your likelihood of success. Research on addiction recovery consistently shows that social support is the strongest predictor of long-term sobriety. Here's what happens when you commit to this. Week 1 is hell. You'll experience intense cravings, anxiety, irritability. Your brain is screaming for the dopamine it's been conditioned to expect. Push through. Week 2, the fog starts lifting. You notice you can focus slightly longer. Conversations feel more engaging. You're sleeping better. Week 3 to 4, major improvements. You're reading books again. Your productivity doubles. Anxiety drops significantly. By week 8, you barely think about social media. Your brain has rebuilt its reward sensitivity so normal life feels satisfying again. By 90 days, you're operating at a cognitive level you forgot was possible. Your attention span, memory, and emotional regulation have all improved measurably. This isn't motivational hype. This is documented neuroscience. Your brain will heal if you give it the chance. Here's the reality. Your phone is not a tool. It's a weapon designed to extract your attention, your time, and your mental health for profit. Algorithms engineered by the smartest behavioral scientists on Earth have turned you into a dopamine-chasing lab rat pressing a lever for rewards. And every day you don't break free, the damage compounds. Your attention span shrinks, your anxiety increases, your ability to think deeply erodes, your relationships suffer, your potential dies on a timeline, scrolling content you won't remember tomorrow. But you have a choice. You can keep being manipulated, or you can take back control. Delete the apps, build friction, replace the addiction, give your brain space to heal. The neuroscience proves it works. The only question is whether you'll actually do it. This is prime theory. We expose the psychology that enslaves most people so you can break free. Subscribe for weekly breakdowns of the systems controlling you and how to escape them. Next video. The dark psychology of dopamine detox. Why 90% of people fail and how to be in the 10% who succeed. The science behind why willpower fails and the system that actually works. Click now. Remember, 8 seconds left of attention span, but unlimited potential if you reclaim your mind. The fight starts now. I'll see you in the next one. This is Prime Theory. We expose the psychology that enslaves most people so you can break free. Subscribe for weekly breakdowns of the systems controlling you and how to escape them. Next video. The dark psychology of dopamine detox. Why 90% of people fail and how to be in the 10% who succeed. Click now. Remember, 8 seconds left of attention span, but unlimited potential if you reclaim your mind. I'll see you in the next one.